Hello, I'm Bernie in Slovakia and I will be recording Anissa's praise report. So incredibly real. Today's promise. Cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Psalm 55 verse 22. Hello dear brides, I want to share with you my recent experience, how my heavenly husband helped me a lot. And I felt his help and love so unbelievably vivid that I looked back several times at the place where he helped me technically to see if I could see him just a little. I know that we can't see him, but he was so real for me, just amazing. Recently we were cleaning our pool, which in itself is a big blessing from my heavenly husband. And it took almost 24 hours to fill the water because it is quite big. Since we didn't want insects and garbage to fly into it during the filling, my earthly husband and I wanted to cover it with a sheet designed to cover it. It was already evening, and we were both quite tired, and I don't know if the tarpaulin is not the right size for the pool or what it was. We just couldn't stretch it over it. It kept slipping from one side or the other, and the incoming water flowed onto it, which lost its meaning, and dirt and insects from it would get into the water. At some point my earthly husband lost patience, said he couldn't handle it, and left. Although I am still learning what and how to communicate only with my heavenly husband and what with my earthly husband, I already know that in these moments when my earthly husband is tired and he refuses to do anything, it is time to turn to my heavenly husband and not to beg my earthly husband, which would make him even more angry. This situation was technically quite demanding, and the two of us could not handle it. And since I was physically alone there, it would seem that I would not be able to do it. But no, dear brides, because our heavenly husband is the best husband for whom nothing is impossible, and he can help us even in such situations. I immediately started begging him to help, that I didn't know what to do, since two adults technically couldn't do it, and now I was left there alone. And do you know what happened? Suddenly, while I was trying to stretch the sheet and watching it continue to slide down at the opposite end of the pool, the drawstring of the sheet caught on one part of the pool and held the sheet taut enough that I could gradually stretch the other parts. Although it was not stretched over the pool as my earthly husband and I intended, it was spread and stretched enough so that the incoming water did not reach the sheet, but remained under it, and at the same time almost the entire surface of the pool was covered. Amen. Thank you. Girls, my heart was jumping with joy, and I couldn't believe it, and I really looked several times at the place where my heavenly husband hung it to see if I would see him, because the help was so incredibly real that I almost cried. Even now, as I write this, my heart is excited about how he will never leave us and can help us even in such things, whether we are living with earthly husband or not. Ladies, never despair, and turn to him, even with such little things that you think are not worth telling him about. Once again, thank you, my love, for becoming more and more present to me. Do not be afraid, you will not be put to shame. Do not fear disgrace, you will not be humiliated. You will forget the shame of your youth, and remember no more the reproach of your widowhood. For your Maker is your husband, the Lord Almighty is his name, the Holy One of Israel is your Redeemer. He is called the God of all the earth. Isaiah 54 verses 4 to 5. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Psalm 55, verse 22.